As software engineers, we often find ourselves making typos that can be quite costly, both in terms of time and in terms of mental effort trying to track down where the errors are. So what I want to do is introduce you to an extension called Code Spell Checker. And this is going to help us out quite a bit as we progress along. So to get started, let's click on the little building blocks icon and then search for Code Spell Checker, and there it is. You'll see I don't have the option to install it, but you will have that option if you haven't installed it yet. So I'll just click on this, and you can see that it's got over 4 stars average rating, and it's been installed almost 2 million times. So that makes me feel pretty good about this extension when I'm evaluating it for install. Okay, now once we get it installed, we'll have this little gear icon to establish some settings. Before I show you the settings, let's just go ahead and start typing in a word that we know is incorrectly spelled. So some incorrectly spelled word. And you notice here that we have incorrectly underlined in this little blue squiggly underline. We can change that in the settings. So that's just telling us, hey, you have an unknown word here. If I go to extension settings, we have all of our settings for the Code Spell Checker, and there are some different cool things that you could do. You could potentially add your own custom dictionary here. You can, what else? You can also have a custom workspace dictionary. I haven't played with any of these settings, but you can if you like. And then down here is the main setting I wanted to show you, which is what is the diagnostic level for any errors that we have. So right now we have it set to be just informational. In other words, this isn't really treated as an error. It's just telling us, hey, you have a misspelling. If I want it to look like an error, I can click on error here, and the underline should actually change. You'll see that now it's underlined in red, and this is an actual problem. So that setting is up to you. I tend to like to keep this as information, and it's just good to know when you make a spelling error, because later on when we start establishing variables and things like that, it's going to be very important to spell those correctly, because if you spell it one way in one part of your code and another way in another part, there's a mismatch there, and that can very easily cause errors.